coming home, bro.
Bro, who the is this guy?
Hey, watch your tone, bro.
I don't.
Bro, what?
Watch your tone.
Stop,
This ain't
stop.
got nothing to do with
What
me.
the you doing here, bro?
This between you two, bro.
Stop.
Bro, you got him in my...
I'm
Watch your
sorry.
tone, bro.
I'm sorry.
I knew you.
Watch your tone, bro.
Hey, bro.
I
Bro.
ain't gonna say it again,
Bro, can you please leave, bro?
Bro, me and you,
Leave,
man to
bro.
man.
We wanna
ain't
leave,
got
bro.
nothing to do with this between y'all two, bro.
Okay, okay.
Bro.
Please.
Get the out, bro.
Steven,
Hey,
calm
watch your
down.
mouth,
Steven,
bro.
Bro,
calm
get
down.
the out, bro.
You knocked my boyfriend out. Oh my God.
You didn't hear how he was talking to me? I'm a man too.
Why would you knock him out?
I got nothing to do with
He's
it.
obviously upset.
It's between y'all two.
Steven.
I'm just gonna tell y'all a story that I had with an encounter at work, right? This was give or take 2 or 3 weeks ago. And this isn't the first time something like this has happened while on the job. It's kind of like one of those scenarios that you're like, that wouldn't actually happen, and shit like that really does happen. I have to travel to people's properties, right? One day I was out and I'm in the like middle of nowhere almost. Not the middle of nowhere, but I'm in one of those neighborhoods where it's like, they got some sort of they have some sort of neighborhood watch, right? Like their neighbors are looking out for each other and all that stuff going on. Like they're very organized and they work together as a good community. So I'm in one of those neighborhoods, right? And it's in the woods. So that's why I said it's kind of like in the middle of nowhere, but like there's neighbors and the people that do live in that part of the middle of nowhere communicate and organize very well. Their neighbors, he's working in the yard like with his truck and he's about to leave. So he's about to pull out his driveway, but when he sees that I'm coming in to pull into his neighbor's driveway, which is the client's property I had to visit, he doesn't leave. So I take note of that. I'm like, okay, cool. He's probably waiting. It's normal, right? They want to see what's going on, usually just in case to cover for their neighbors, if anything happens. So I'm like, okay, that's normal. So I get out the car, I walk over to the front door, right? Knock on the door, and it takes a couple minutes, but eventually this woman opens the door. Now, she comes to the door dressed in a nightgown, like a robe, right? Just like a robe, just barely covering herself. And I'm like, oh, I'm letting her know what's going on, a quick rundown, some information, a quick debrief of why I'm visiting her house. And she's like, oh yeah, cool, it's all right. I just put my kids to sleep and my husband won't be home for a while. So without saying it directly, I could see what she was trying to insinuate here, right? The innuendos that were being tossed. And I'm looking at her, I'm like, hey, listen, I don't have to go inside for nothing. I'm like, it's just stuff outside, right? I don't gotta go inside the house for nothing. And so she's like, oh, okay, cool, whatever. Take your time. So I'm peeping that, right? And I'm just thinking, because I'm very smart, right? Because I read the room. So I'm like, damn, thank God I'm me. Because if I was just some hornball running around, right, on some who cares what with all these weird diseases out here, they would have ran up in that crib, did the job, did the deed, right? And the neighbor is right across the street watching. On terms of like, yo, some people would have been like, all right, like, yo, your husband's not going to be home for a minute. I'm about to slide in the crib. You can't do that, bro. Have you even peeped the fact that the neighbor was supposed to leave and he ain't even leave yet? I caught that off the rip because I'm like, watching my surroundings because I'm in the middle of nowhere. Look at how I look. I don't want to get, nothing happened to me. So I'm like, shit, make sure I'm safe. He ain't leave yet. Okay, cool. He's probably want to make sure I'm not doing nothing suspicious. And I could see why, because if Miss Promiscuous Girl is always opening the door like that, talking about, I just put the kids to sleep, my husband ain't gonna be back for a while. Shit, she lining them up. I can only imagine he probably clapping. He was probably looking to make sure she ain't cheating on him while she's cheating on her husband with him. I don't know. That could have been a gigantic affair that I'm glad I avoided, because I'm just, like I said, I'm not that kind of person. All right? Hey, and I can't speak for everybody, because I know had it been someone else in my shoes, they probably would have did it, right? And hey, no shame on you, as long as it's not my wife. But that's definitely not something I'd advise anyone to do, right? You should never, ever, 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 ever mess with someone's wife. You ask me about girlfriends, that's a whole different story, right? Because there's less commitment to those types of things. There's big commitment, right? Don't get me wrong. When you mess with someone that's married, right? That even if that one person isn't obviously that committed because they're cheating, the other person that's like super committed, oh yeah, they're probably gonna kill you. Like if that's someone's boyfriend, he's gonna be he's probably gonna be pissed. You might want to fight or something. I don't know, right? But to be killing over a girlfriend / boyfriend is a little too dramatic. I would say, perhaps. Wife, husbands, whole different stories. You're going out there wrecking homes at that point, man. It's different. It's a different ball game. So I'm just saying, I'm glad I have the wisdom, and I've seen enough movies. I've seen enough Instagram reels, TikToks to know not to do shit like that. Because had that been someone else, man, listen, just know that it would have been an ugly horror story all over the newspapers. Because that neighbor was definitely doing his job. And I'll be damned if he didn't call homeboy up and was like, bro, there is somebody outside your front yard and you're not going to like what I'm going to describe to you. I could tell you if that conversation had happened, even if it did, her husband definitely zoomed straight home, right? I'm just glad I didn't go inside. Just learn, right? From the experience that I have from not doing it, learn from that, right? Even if you are down horrendous, right? Sometimes, this is my favorite thing, right? If you are doing just right and the devil can't get to you any other way possible, they will send someone to your life, right? Like that, right? Someone, whether it be man or woman, he'll send you some sort of love interest or some sort of sexual interest thing or whatever you want to call it to try to get you. And if you fall for it, boy, have you seen what people do to people that do things like that? Come on. That's why they call it a crime of passion, because you can actually get less time if you can prove that that was a crime of passion, which 9 times out of 10, if you get a good lawyer, you're probably going to get away with that. But yes, don't go around messing with married couples and being a homewrecker, especially as a man. That is literally the most dangerous thing you can do, right? However, I cannot control what you do. I could just say, hey, I wouldn't do it. It's not worth it. It's not worth. Don't do it. But you do what you want, man. It is what it is. If you like the video, leave a like. If you dislike it, drop a dislike. And just keep it easy. Make sure you're moving smart. If you're going to be doing stupid shit, don't be surprised when you win a stupid prize.